Hello and good evening, YouTube. Do you want to get some answers? Ooh, I bet you do! So why don't we get started on that? I don't know how using a mouse makes your computer slow down, but somehow, some way, Acer and AMD, they fucking found a way. If Martin Truex Jr. were to retire, who would become your favorite driver? Well, we'd have to consult the list, which is how I rank every one of my drivers here. And I don't have the list in front of me, obviously, but I know that my second favorite driver underneath Truex right now is Ryan Blaney, and then it goes to Alex Bowman. So probably between those two would probably be a pretty stiff competition between who would be my next favorite driver, but yeah, that's my answer. Okay, so what's 2 plus 3 plus parentheses 36 times 81? You can see what's going on here. Well, the 2's cancel out there, so let's just do the rest of this here. 18.244 if we're gonna round it off. All right, there you go. There you have it. I hope you didn't need that for class, because this is like a long time after it. Will you root for Bubba in 2018? Absolutely. And now that the news came out that he's going to be allied with RCR, that's good news. So maybe he won't just suck ass in every conceivable manner, so that's good. But then again, you know, half the garage is allied with RCR already, which is just, you know, maybe they'll get the good stuff. You know? Maybe. I'm not holding my breath, but maybe. Okay, when did you start hating Ben Rhodes? Oh, God. I don't know what year it was. I think it was 2015, but whenever he was being a jackass driving the 88 and Xfinity, I think at Road America. But, like, that's when it started, and it's just continued, and it's just grown ever since. Because he's such a fuckwit that doesn't deserve anything that he's ever gotten. And then the commentators week in and week out just jizz themselves over Las Vegas as if it's impressive that he held off. You know, no one could pass for the lead in that race. Could you remember that? Did you remember how that worked out? And how like Sauter had a truck to win, then he wrecked. Multiple other drivers had a chance to win, then they wrecked. Yeah. But they just jizz themselves every single week over that. So that's just, yeah. I think even Kansas, when Bush won because he blew an engine, like, or whatever the fuck happened, I don't give a shit. Like, that was fucking cathartic. I enjoyed every second of that. I even stayed after the race. Usually whenever there's a Leach win, I just turn off the TV and just go back to watching whatever the hell's on YouTube. I stayed for victory lane on that shit. Opinion on Tifton Jones switching teams. It's fucking horse shit, is what it is. Nemechek has a part-time ride this year. Preece has a part-time ride this year. Ryan Preece is the best driver in NASCAR now, and he can only get a 10 races. 10 races. 10 races. He's the best driver in NASCAR. Gets 10 fucking races. He fucking curb stomps everyone at Iowa. Curb stomps them. And I think lowest he finished was 6th in all 4 races last year. That amazing fucking save at Homestead. 10 races. And these fucking wrecking balls. I fucking hate them both with all my heart. They suck ass in every conceivable manner, and they get full-time rides, and Nemechek and Preece don't. Because, you know, why can't we have nice things? Why can't drivers who actually deserve to be in a series have full-time rides? I don't fucking know. How do you think Byron will perform in his Cup season, rookie season? Well, before they announced Darian Grubb, I was assuming, you know, That they were just, I don't know, they could pull some rando off the street and do better than Keith Rodden, but at the same time, the 5 team is horrendous, and that's what he's going into. So, I don't know, Darian Grubb can make a cake out of, like, mud and feces. And he can make a cake that's, like, maybe not delicious, but, like, edible. See, that's just how good Darian Grubb is. The thing about it is, I don't know. They're getting a new body next year, but Byron is entering a struggling Hendrick Motorsports. He's been in the best cars his entire career. Whatever he did in K&N, best car. Truck Series, best car. Truck. Xfinity Series, best car. You see, literally, he's been in the best, besides Todd Gilliland, obviously. He's been in the best car possible his entire career, and now he's moving into a car that's been shit for upwards of 3 years. So I don't fucking know who's saying that he's gonna outperform everyone on his team. I think he's gonna have a real taste of reality. He's definitely not gonna win, but I don't know if he's gonna he could potentially make the chase. I don't think so. I think there's way too many people that will make the chase over him, because there's several drivers that didn't make the chase this year that are probably going to make the chase next year, be it on wins or speed. And those drivers, especially being Eric Almirola, Alex Bowman, and Eric Jones, the 3 biggest ones. I could even see Suarez getting into there. So that's 4 seats that's being taken up, and we're only losing like Matt Kenseth. He's the only competitive car in the chase. You know, I could see Stenhouse getting back in. I could see Newman getting back in. Casey Kane could pull a win directly out of his ass like he did at Indianapolis this year. But that's 3 right there. So if you put the 4 in and take those 3 out, and even still, I think those 3 could still make the chase anyway. Like, there is very little wiggle room in the chase. There's actually, then we could actually see a competitive competition between the back half of the field this season, unless one of the teams just spontaneously combusts and start doing terrible. So you never know. That could always happen. But yeah. That was a big explanation. Let's move on. Do you think Bowman will make it to the Final Four in the 2018 playoffs? It's the chase. Don't say that. The Final Four, I doubt. He's definitely going to make it pretty far distance in. If he doesn't make, like, the round of 12, I'd be shocked. But, I could definitely see him getting into the 3rd round, but I'm not sure if he's ready to make the Final Four yet. So, yeah, that's going to be my answer, man. I'm going to say not the Final Four, but I'd love to be proven wrong. You can go right ahead and prove me wrong if you want to, Bowman. Go right ahead. Next question. Will you state your opinion on big-name NASCAR drivers? I'd like to make an update to the my opinion on every active driver in NASCAR 2014. Because barely any of those drivers are in the Cup Series anymore. But yeah, I would like to re-update that. That was a long fucking time ago when I was like 16 and a jackass. So that's like 5 years ago at this point. So yeah, I would like to update that. I don't know when. I said I was going to do it last year and never did, but I would like to update that eventually. Now that Truex and 78 team has won the championship, do you think this is the beginning of a NASCAR dynasty? If they had the 77 running full-time next year, I would say yes. But the fact that they're moving back to 1 car makes me believe that Truex is just going to win 10 races. And nothing's going to happen, but you never know. I mean, crazier things have happened. I would like Furniture Row to be good, but unfortunately, NASCAR's stupid these days. Long term, man. Long term is not looking good for the sport as a whole, to be honest. What is your view on the 11 and 24 feud? See, this is the greatest thing for me. This feud was so good because I have absolutely no emotional investment. I'm completely neutral on both drivers. I was able to watch this as a bystander and not be actively involved in rooting for or against someone in this feud. It has been years since I've been a neutral party in a feud, and watching this go down, It's fine, girl, it's fine. I have very much enjoyed this. I hope it continues next year, because it's entertaining as fuck. Thoughts on Bowman in the 88 next year? I think I answered that already. I'd say definitely get the win, though, at bare minimum. That was a 7 out of 10, I'll give it. It wasn't very forceful, I kind of had to force that one. Link is in the description to the oldest active YouTube video that you first watched as a young boy. Interesting phrasing there. Let's see if I can even find it. Because I know I can't find the one that I actually watched for the first time on YouTube. My first ever video on YouTube was like this mod for something like Halo. Halo something or other. But it was a mod where they had Barney the dinosaur as enemies instead. I don't know. I can't find the video. I've looked many times, but this one is called Who Killed SpongeBob? This one is my, if you can count this is probably my second ever YouTube video, and it's Who Killed SpongeBob, so. This is probably going to be laggy, but I don't care. I finally found the first video I ever watched on YouTube. It has been years. I've been looking for so long, and this... I just sat here for like 40 minutes, just searching random terms to try and bring it together, and I finally got it. Oh my god, here it is. It's I might actually, if I remember to link it in the description, I will, but I just tweeted about it, so if you look on Twitter today, okay, you don't know when this was, whatever, just look on Twitter. Oh my god, here it is. It's in its fucking glory. Oh my god, I'm so happy. In your live reaction video, you said you would love to make love to Kyle Larson if he got in Kyle Busch's way. Since he did, how you'll make love to him? Well, first of all, I'm not gonna be upfront about it. First of all, I'm gonna like send him a risque text message. I'm gonna be like, hey man, how you doing? Or that's not really risky, but and then after that, I'm gonna like start sending him flowers from like an anonymous letter. It's gonna be like, to Kyle Larson from Anonymous, you are the light of my life. And then I'm gonna be like, and then whenever he's gonna be like texting me, he's gonna text me back and he's gonna be like, man, I keep getting flowers and shit. And I'm gonna be like, wow, that's pretty interesting. Then after that, I'm gonna go to like, I don't know, maybe his like, I don't know, whenever he has another kid, I'm gonna go to his like baby shower and I'm gonna be like, man, it's pretty interesting. I keep getting flowers. That's pretty good shit, man. Speaking of which, hey, I got you some chocolates. I got you some chocolates, Kyle. How'd you like that? And then then I'm gonna try and break up his marriage, and then he's gonna go through a really tough divorce. He's gonna be in an immense amount of depression, and then I'm just gonna call him up one day and be like, you know what, Kyle, I don't know, it's you've been pretty rough lately. Why don't you come over and we'll talk about things. And then I'll roofie his drink, and then I'll fuck him in his sleep, and then I'll just say, like, when he wakes up the next day, I'm gonna be like, man, you passed out. We got fucking hammered. That was interesting. Well, see you next time. And then he'll go on his way, and he'll never know. That went in many directions, and I don't even apologize for that. That's just out there now. Speaking of Larson, how the hell does he keep losing Homestead? Well, he lost it in 2015 because of a garbage caution. Literally, there was no reason. And 2016, like, they were desperately trying to make sure that Jimmy Johnson won that race. And Larson did everything in his power. And of course, the one restart that he doesn't do good on is the final one. Of course, but yeah. This year was also cautions, but I think Busch actually had it pretty locked up if it weren't for the cautions. It would not have been Larson anyway, so yeah. He just needs to make the final four, then they'll have no choice. Who will be the next veteran to leave the sport? Whether or not by choice, it will not be Jimmy Johnson, who has a contract until 2020. He's going to win the championship in 2019, and then 2020 will be his retirement tour. You've heard it here first, folks. In that case, Kurt Busch literally just got a contract yesterday, so, if I'd have to pick, I think it would have to be McMurray. I mean, there's no one really else. Like, Kane has it locked up right now. Newman is an interesting case, but there's no one in the pipeline to replace him besides Hemrick, who I think is going to jump ship as fast as he can. McMurray is my only guess at this point. Video request, Kamikaze Classic of your 2015 live reaction to Fall Talladega. I don't even know if that's still on the internet. I don't think I made a highlight out of it on Twitch. And if I did, please link it in the description, because, you know, Twitch deletes your videos that you don't, like, save after like a month. But that was 2015, so I don't think I've got it. But yeah, I don't think I have any highlights of it, and it wasn't even that entertaining. I was just like sitting back like, this is so stupid. I wasn't even like animated about it, so it's not like that's not that good. If you can't do that, Kamikaze Classic of an old video game would be nice. Yeah, the next Kamikaze Classic, if there's ever going to be a Kamikaze Classic again, would have to be the Danica Patrick as a joke video, because I saved that thinking, you know what, whenever Danica retires, I've got to make this a Kamikaze Classic. And, well, I don't know. Is she technically retiring? You never fucking know with Danica. What's the angriest you ever been as a NASCAR fan? Is this even a question? 2015 Daytona. Would you have raged and started a revolution and formed a dictatorship if Kyle Busch dumped Truex for the win and championship? I was waiting for it to happen. I was thinking, you know what, the only way that Busch gets past Truex here is if he fucks up majorly and wrecks himself. So, yeah. I probably, like, I was saying even if Truex just flat out lost the championship on speed, that I was done being a NASCAR fan if he lost that championship. I can't imagine if it happened because Busch wrecked his ass. That would have been next level. I think we'd finally have someone who would dethrone Logano as my most hated driver. Speaking of that, can we see your updated list of favorite, neutral, and hated NASCAR drivers? I did update it and I did post it on the Twitter, but I don't have it in front of me, so if I remember to put it up on the screen now, I will. But I think we can also apply that to like the update to the every opinion on every driver video that I eventually made. How did you predict that Kyle Busch would wreck in the Brickyard 400 in the real racetrack video? I didn't. That technically was just to bookend the video. You know how like whenever something happens in a cartoon and shit, and like the entire episode goes through a whole bunch of bullshit, and then at the end it feels like everything's resolved, but then something happens so that they're literally right back to where they started. If that makes any sense, that's what I tried to do. I didn't actually mean to predict that happening. And unfortunately, see, the thing is, I kind of knew that there was no way Kyle Busch would win that race this year. Like, there is no chance. Absolutely no chance. If he wins it, that'd be incredible, because I don't think NASCAR would allow that to happen. They did everything in their power last year to make sure that he didn't win. There was caution after caution after caution. Half of them were just for debris, and then, you know, actual people started wrecking. But did the 2017 Brickyard 400 being somewhat good after the blah 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 blah, did that save the race from being removed from the schedule? I highly doubt that. They would have had to do something had that not happened, and they still did something anyway. And like, the Brickyard being moved to the Chase cutoff race, it's not going to make it a good race. That's fucking obvious, but it's obviously not going to make it a good race. But I don't think it's going to be any more entertaining for sure. I mean, it's going to be a lot better to watch if you're at the track. It's not going to be like 800 degrees outside. It's going to be more like 70, which is a lot more tolerable. So I guess for the fans at the track, it's a good move, but it's not going to make the racing any better. I mean, the cars go faster when the track is colder, and it's going to be colder around that time of year. But I don't know if that's actually going to make a good difference in the racing product. I highly doubt it, but you never fucking know. Crazier shit has happened this year, that's for sure. Alrighty then. Not a question, just want to say thanks. Lately I have so many shitty days, I've been going through some serious depressive episodes, but you make me laugh and smile, don't care what anyone says. You're one of my favorite YouTubers out there and made me forget problems even if they're for a mere moment. And that is a good thing to hear. Originally when I set out to make this channel, what I wanted to do was make it so like everyone that watches this video can be satisfied with it and like laugh and shit. That's what I originally set out to do, so it's a good thing that the original vision of this channel is still being upheld. Even if my content is fucking horrible, it's good to know that some people can get some enjoyment out of it. Since the Chargers moved to LA, what if the Rams moved to San Diego? Hey, can I just say this? Fuck the Rams for injuring Carson Wentz. Moving on, it made sense for the Rams to go back to LA. It made no sense in the conceivable fucking universe for the Chargers to go there. That was... Whose fucking idea was this? What was the point? What was the point? There's no point. And do you think Trump will pardon Mike Flynn? I don't think so. Has he pardoned anyone yet? I don't even know. I don't see any reason for him to. I mean, it wouldn't kind of make sense. Can you watch Young Turks a video of Cenk explaining what happened between him and Alex Jones and Roger Stone and dislike that? I want that video to be the top 50 most disliked videos on YouTube. Is that the one where he tries to brush off the whole Republican National Convention? I haven't even seen that video, so maybe I'll have to watch it. Who knows? Have you seen Rick and Morty? I've watched one episode and it was okay. Opinion on Suarez's season. So, it was He didn't win a race, and he didn't make the chase, but he got like several top 10s, won one stage. It was an season. Not good, not bad. Just that's all I can say. It was a very season. Favorite MTJ scheme this year? Always auto owner's car. I have the Kansas win pre-ordered, but that was like back in May, and it's supposed to ship this week, but God knows, because Lionel can be pricks occasionally. What do you think about Cindric, Briscoe, and Majeski all in a 60 car? Well, Briscoe's really the only one that deserves it. Majeski needs to run more ARCA races, and Cindric needs to go away forever. I also answer to this question. Do you think NASCAR will change the chase system? Well, I don't know. See, the thing about it is, this is exactly what they wanted this year. This year was like everything NASCAR wanted. They wanted to have they wanted the final race to be exciting, and they wanted the lead up to the final race to be exciting. But then they also didn't want people to question the legitimacy of the championship. And like for all three series, the driver most deserving of the championship won the race. And even though it was by sheer bullshit luck that happened, because, well, except for trucks, Bell was just fuck it the entire season and was amazing and all that shit. But yeah, trucks don't count. Xfinity, Sadler was one turn away from winning the championship half the race. And then we all know that Truex only won the championship in Cup because Kurt Busch decided to destroy his tire at the most opportune time possible. What was the worst NASCAR season ending for you? Mine was 2014. 2009, and it's not even close. Have you been to any NASCAR races in person? No, because I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. And the closest NASCAR sanctioned track is Iowa, and it's 500 miles away. Fuck this place. What do you think about the band Metallica? Well, they've got like one of the greatest legacies in music. Saint Anger wasn't that bad. And yeah, they're good. I approve. What was your favorite Mark Martin moment? Michigan 2009. I didn't really ever watch one of his dominant wins. See, Chicago, I was fucking camping in the middle of God knows where, so I missed that. New Hampshire, I slept in through half the race, and then by the time I got to the end, that was when it was actually doing good. He didn't even really dominate that race either. Southern 500, I was too busy playing computer games to actually watch, and like even when, like that wasn't even a dominant win, that was just pit strategy. Phoenix, we were, I don't know what we were doing, but we weren't home. And when we got back, it was like only 10 laps to go and I just saw the ending. And Michigan, I was fucking swimming. See, I didn't see shit in 2009 of Mark Martin's success, which was fucking infuriating because, of course, every single race that he should have won in 2012, Pocono, Michigan, all those fucking races. Oh, I watched the whole fucking thing! Why do you not like Kevin Harvick? Aha! Aha! Oh, 2007 Daytona 500 and 2015 Fall Talladega. Thanks for coming. Were you shocked when Eli Manning was benched? Yes, actually. I wasn't suspecting that for a moment. I don't know why they did it. Clearly the problem on that team is not Eli Manning. Will Suarez win a race in 2018? That's a good question. We were talking earlier about Jones and Bowman and Almirola and how they'll probably all three win races next year. Even Byron has a chance, but I doubt it. Will Suarez win a race? That's a good question. Bowman in 2016, Almirola at Richmond many times. They've all shown, Jones at Bristol, all of them have shown bright spots and dominant cars and chances to win. But Suarez hasn't. I don't see it happening. I don't think Suarez wins next year. Who will be the Rookie of the Year in the Cup Series next year? Well, it would have been Byron if it weren't for RCR, but I'd say Bubba has a chance to do it. I think Hendrick on a bad day is better all year than RCR, but there's a chance that it could be competitive, but I highly doubt it. You think the Chargers will make a playoff run? You know what, you asked me this a month ago and I would have laughed in your face, but now it's like, oh my god, they could legitimately make the playoffs. And they've been killing teams. They've been murdering teams. They've been murdering teams lately. What? There's a chance. There's a chance. It's probably going to be one and done, but there's a chance. Do you hate Cup leeches more than anyone? In order, it's Tift, Rhodes, Brandon Jones, every leech in the planet. Actually, no, Logano's at the top of the list. But, yeah. Every leech ever is 5th place in that case. Bump everyone down, put Logano at the top. But then again, I'd have to put Harvick in there somewhere. I'll get back to you on that one. Ryan Preece deserves a full-time Xfinity ride. I think he'll have one in 2019. He should have one this year, but probably won't even next year. He could win all 10 races that he's entered in next year, and he still wouldn't have a fucking ride in 2019 full-time. Kyle Busch said he would retire from Xfinity once he reached 100 wins. Is he lying? Yeah, he is. Even if he did get to 100 wins, he'd have one bad year in Cup, and then he'd be right back to leeching all over again. Will Allgaier ever get another Cup ride? Ugh. If he won the fucking championship this year, he had Chad Knaus this was his last chance to get a Cup ride. He had Chad Knaus on his box for Homestead this year. That would have, if he had won the championship, it just would have sown the seeds of taking over the 48 and Chad Knaus not even retiring and just running with Allgaier. Oh my god. And now Byron got the championship. So obviously he's going to be there forever, and it's a good fucking thing that he's taking over the 5. That'll become the 24 obviously and not the 48, cuz where will Michael McDowell and Landon Castle go in 2018? My McDowell should have a full-time ride in Xfinity. Obviously, Preece should be driving Jones' car full-time, and McDowell should be driving Tiff's car full-time. But, you know, having legitimate talent in a series doesn't get you full-time rides these days. And as for Landon Castle, I don't even know. I think there's a chance he goes back to JDM and runs full-time for them again like he did in 2014. Do you think NASCAR should be considered a sport? See, the thing is, there was a good argument. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Tommy Joe Martins that said that NASCAR shouldn't be considered a sport because it's a sanctioning body. But at the same time, we all know that the NBA is basketball. We all know that NFL is football, and they're all considered sports. We all know, everyone should know that NASCAR is motorsports, so it should obviously be considered sport. It's right there in the fucking name. Motorsports. I think Bowman will make the chase in 2018. Already answered that yes. The Patriots cheat, obviously. Who will be in the Super Bowl? Well, if it weren't for the Rams, it would be the Eagles. But now it's looking a lot like it's going to be Steelers probably taking on the Patriots in the conference championship. As for the NFC, it's blown wide the fuck open thanks to the Rams. It's probably going to be between the Vikings and... Also, don't sleep on the Titans. I don't know what fucking year it is. Oh, and don't sleep on the Jaguars. When I saw like Sunday morning that the football, the America's Choice game was gonna be the Seahawks versus the Jaguars, I was like, oh god, that's gonna be terrible. And then I thought about it for a second and was like, wait a minute, that game might actually be great. Say that in 2008, 10 years ago. Seahawks versus Jaguars is gonna be a game between two Super Bowl contenders. Even 5 years ago, dude. That's some crazy fucking shit. Will I ever get mod powers? I haven't done a stream in forever, so that's a good question. Is the Force with you? Not exactly. I mean, I've been trying to make it so that I can levitate shit, and it doesn't work, sadly. Will you ever do iRacing live streams again? Well, the problem is that I don't have my computer or my wheel here, so I can't. That Tiff fuck himself, obviously. Why do the Browns still suck after all these years? I don't know. They're just cursed. They can get all the top tier, top bants talent, stuff, people that, have been built up like they have a dynasty, multiple time Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. Hello and good evening, YouTube. Do you want to get some answers? Ooh, I bet you do. So why don't we get started on that? I don't know how using a mouse makes your computer slow down, but somehow, some way, Acer and AMD, they fucking found a way. If Martin Truex Jr. were to retire, who would become your favorite driver? Well, we'd have to consult the list, which is how I rank every one of my drivers here. And I don't have the list in front of me, obviously, but I know that my second favorite driver underneath Truex right now is Ryan Blaney, and then it goes to Alex Bowman. So probably between those two would probably be a pretty stiff competition between who would be my next favorite driver, but yeah, that's my answer. Okay, so what's 2 plus 3 plus parentheses 36 times 81? You can see what's going on here. Well, the 2's cancel out there, so let's just do the rest of this here. 18.244 if we're gonna round it off. All right, there you go. There you have it. I hope you didn't need that for class, because this is a long time after it. Will you root for Bubba in 2018? Absolutely. And now that the news came out that he's going to be allied with RCR, that's good news. So maybe he won't just suck ass in every conceivable manner, so that's good. But then again, half the garage is allied with RCR already, which is just, maybe they'll get the good stuff. Maybe. I'm not holding my breath, but maybe. Okay, when did you start hating Ben Rhodes? Oh, God. I don't know what year it was. I think it was 2015, but whenever he was being a jackass driving the 88 and Xfinity, I think at Road America. But, that's when it started, and it's just continued, and it's just grown ever since. Because he's such a fuckwit that doesn't deserve anything that he's ever gotten. And then the commentators week in and week out just jizz themselves over Las Vegas as if it's impressive that he held off. You know, no one could pass for the lead that race. Could you remember that? Did you remember how that worked out? And how, like, Sauter had a truck to win, then he wrecked. Multiple other drivers had a chance to win, then they wrecked. Yeah. Yeah. But they just jizzed themselves every single week over that, so that's just, yeah. I think even Kansas, when Bush won because he blew an engine, like, or whatever the fuck happened, I don't give a shit. Like, that was fucking cathartic. I enjoyed every second of that. I even stayed after the race. Usually whenever there's a Leach win, I just turn off the TV and just go back to watching whatever the hell's on YouTube. I stayed for victory lane on that shit. Opinion on Tifton Jones switching teams. It's fucking horse shit, is what it is. Nemechek has a part-time ride this year. Preece has a part-time ride this year. Ryan Preece is the best driver in NASCAR now, and he can only get a 10 races. 10 races. 10 races. He's the best driver in NASCAR. Gets 10 fucking races. He fucking curb stomps everyone at Iowa. Curb stomps them. And I think lowest he finished was 6th in all 4 races last year. That amazing fucking save at Homestead. 10 races. But it did happen. And probably 2015 at the Geico 500 when no one decided. Because when everyone decided, like, you know what, I'm not going to try and win this race. Why would I do that? But like, even then, I wasn't even like, I didn't actually like, I've been very neutral. I was neutral leaning to good on Dale Jr. up until like 2013-ish. And then I started noticing, wait, he didn't win for 4 years. And he kept getting, and he stayed at the 88 the whole time. And it's like, he doesn't fucking deserve this. So I went from like neutral good to neutral, and then that race happened, and I was like, well, why bother, you know? But yeah, anyway. I can't think of any example of drivers I've actively rooted for that have become most hated at any point. Never liked Boyer. I've never liked Kyle Busch. And there's guys that I've never hated either that have become good. I never liked Jeff Gordon, and he never got out of my top 5 most hated. I've never liked Jimmy Johnson, and while he's not in my top 5 most hated at this point, like, I still don't actively cheer for him every week. Or like even like not root against. See, that's what I'm trying to say. Oh man, I can't think of any way that would happen. This has been a very long answer, but it's a real philosophical question when it comes to the favorite and hated list. It's a very good question, but at the same time, I don't think it's possible. It's a long, drawn-out process. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. Yep. Favorite Dale Jr. moment, if you have one. Well, I'm an asshole, so I'm going to say the 2011 Coke 600. Favorite Matt Kenseth moment. Well, I don't want to take the easy answer and say the Phoenix race, but I kind of want to. Thoughts on NASCAR Heat 2. It's better than Evolution. By a lot. Still not great, though. Needs work. Thoughts on the Chargers on the edge of winning the AFC West. I'm very conflicted on this one. On one hand, they should have won at least 12 games last year, but McCoy's such a fucking jackass he couldn't do that. On the other hand, there's so many games that they should have won this year, but they were just undone by just incompetency. At the start of the season, we saw the Rivers interception machine, you know, being well oiled, but lately it's been a lot better. I'm very conflicted. I'd say they have they genuinely have a shot to win AFC West, but I don't know if they're going to go anywhere. I think I answered this already. I don't think they're going to go anywhere, but you never fucking know. When do you think Sony will stop making video game consoles? I'm going to assume it's going to be when they stop being profitable, which I see coming very soon. The fact that they needed to make the Pro systems for both Microsoft and Sony had to do that instead of just making like a PS5 and all that business. That's what I definitely see. I see like we're reaching the pinnacle of what consoles are going to be able to achieve. They're never going to be like they're never going to outclass like a well-built PC. So I think it would be best if they switched over to like a PC market and have their like own little Origin type thing like EA does, but everyone hates EA, so I didn't want to use Origin as an example, but you know. Thoughts on Super Mario Odyssey? I've only seen one video on it, but it looks cool. It's not going to make me buy a Switch, but it looks cool. I just got a PS4. You expect me to get a Switch too? What do you think of the new F1 logo? It's pretty lame. Maybe that's a play to get back onto ESPN. ESPN F1 have their own channel. Will you stop watching NASCAR when they go electric? That depends on if it's actually good racing or not. I saw one episode of Pimp My Ride, which made like this one lady's van have like sounds of like supercars. I don't know how it actually sounded in real life, but in the episode it looked really awesome. So if they could do that with the cars when they go electric, that'd be neat. Do you think Ryan Newman will still be in NASCAR 3 years from now? That would be 18, 19, 20. Because you may not realize it, but Newman has a brand recognition to him. He's like the 9th most poles in NASCAR history, and he hasn't even gone one since 2013. So he doesn't have any sponsors to himself. Caterpillar's always been RCR. Or at least it was with the Burtons. It was always with the Burtons, but then they stayed when Burton left. Granger. That's like 2 times a year, but he won with them, so who knows? I don't know. That's a good question. That is a good question. But I think 2020 is a good estimate. Okay, so what manufacturer do you think will dominate next year? It's going to be between Chevy and Toyota. It all depends on how good the Camaro is. Okay, when will the sign-up start for the Mountain Dew Code Red Series 2018? Wow. All the races are done and recorded and ready to be uploaded. I just am not at home, so I can't upload them, obviously. Once it's over, we'll have a big old season recap video and all that good shit. And then probably sometime in January is when they'll start coming up, because I've still got a lot of work to do in the series themselves. We're going to go to one uniform point system next year too, so it's not stupid. I have to go back in every single race and see who won the pole so I can figure out the butt shootout. Like, that's going to be painful. But yeah, that alone is going to be painful. I've been lonely. I've been waiting for you. How would you rank Iron Maiden's entire discography 16-1? I do plan on actually starting a series about that. I'm totally stealing it from the Needle Drop, and I don't even give a shit. I was going to start with Bee Gees, but I'll do Iron Maiden second just because you asked this. That'll come eventually when I have time to listen to entire albums. I am just about ready to do the Bee Gees one, so this will happen quickly, so don't worry. When will NASCAR go out of business so I can celebrate? The only reason I watch you on YouTube is because of your atheist content. See, that's what I say. That's what I'm wondering. I don't really have that much atheist content. I don't think I have any deliberately, specifically atheist content, but yeah. So to answer your question, when will NASCAR go out of business? Well, the truck series is dead in the next 3 years. I was saying 5 earlier this year. I'm cutting it down to 3. Next 3 years, trucks are dead. When the rest of it goes down, I don't know. I guess it depends on how quickly the trucks happen. Will GT7 bring back tire wear and fuel consumption in arcade mode? Was it not in GT6? They don't even have tire wear and fuel consumption in arcade mode. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, they barely have tire wear and fuel consumption at all in 6. There's like one series outside of like the endurance races that has tire wear and fuel consumption. I'm not mad because you always have to use sport tires, so it's gonna drive like shit after lap 2 anyway, but at the same time it's like, okay, this is interesting. What are you not doing? Definitely exercising. Wish I was doing that. Do you like coffee or tea? Depends on the day. I like cold tea and hot coffee. Actually, no, I like frappuccinos. Shit. This is a problem. Tea is good, like, when it's combined with lemonade. So, that's my answer. Do you walk 5 miles a day? Well, let's see here. Like, probably not. I'd say probably like 3 miles at most a day, in a day. What is your favorite color? Damn, that is a tough one. Asking the hard questions. It used to be like midnight purple, but I don't know why it would change. Do you like cats or dogs? Why can't we like both? What's so wrong with that? Your opinion on Ray Black Jr. going full-time in Cup? It's a load of horse shit. You see, when I saw, like, convicted felon, you stole billions from investors to fund son's racing career. When I saw that, I was hoping that it was Ray Black Sr. Because I want this fucking jackass to get out of this fucking sport as fast as possible. Will you do another video about your opinion on every... Yeah, I've answered this already a few times, and yeah. It'll happen at some point. I don't know why anyone cares. I'm just an asshole on the internet like the rest of you. Would you do a Let's Play series on F1 games? Well, TF bought me F1 2016, but I played it on stream once and I was horrible. So I really don't want to play it again. There was one other game that I wanted to play and I can't remember what it is now. That was completely different than anything I've ever done on the channel, and I can't remember what it is now. Shut the fuck up, asshole. I don't even think you could hear that on the mic, though. Do you think Bowman lasts 3 years in the 88? He should have been in the 88 for the last 3 years, but... That's a good question, though. Who is the next driver to leave Hendrick, not named Jimmy Johnson? That's a good question. I don't know the answer. Who has a better shot at winning a title in Monster Energy? Byron, Bell, or Jones? Oh god. Can I pick none of the above? I think Jones on the list, Jones would be the best one, but why isn't like Hemrick on this list? Dilly. Well, this is YouTube, not RedTube, sorry to say. So I can't answer that any further. Would you have brutal sex with Mark Martin if it means that he goes back in time to win the 2007 Daytona 500? Yeah, every time. Every time. Actually, that depends. Who's top? He's shorter than me, so I'd have to be top. Like natural law dictates that the taller person is top. Well, whatever. Ever take a shit after eating Subway and the entire bathroom smells like mayo? Can't say that I have, unfortunately. Is Chase Elliott overrated? Kind of. Kyle's Busch or Kurt's Busch? Ooh, now that's a dark question right there. Oh god. Can I pick neither? Goodness. What happened to NASCAR Heat 2 and Corbin's and the career and the Corbin season? I want to do Heat 2 career live instead of in segments every day because I'm too fucking lazy to edit it. And yeah. Circumcised or nah? Okay, so first of all, why do you care? And second of all, I am many things. My family is many things. We come from a very illustrious ancestry. We are many things, but Jewish is not one of them. Okay, do you like WWE? If so, which wrestler is your favorite? And do you think Truex will repeat next year and win the title again? So for your first answer, I've been a WWE fan since 2010. I got into it because of... So, it used to be Orton up until like 2011-ish. when Punk started doing his crazy shit. And then I was just kind of along for the ride for a while there, and then when like the Shield happened, I was like, okay, this is pretty entertaining. And then I really started liking Rollins, and then he turned heel, and I was like, oh yes, this is very good. And then he broke something, and then he was gone forever, and I was like, well then. So then I just was like, okay, this Bray Wyatt guy's pretty cool. And then he lost every match forever. And I was like... And then there's guys now like Finn Balor, he's pretty fucking nice. Nakamura's pretty sweet. Hardys are back. Good shit, by the way. So there's a lot of stuff to keep you entertained these days, but... Are you a weeb? If so, where's your body pillow? Well, I ain't got one of them, but I can tell you this. I got another fun story. Now, this is actually a pretty good story. So, we used to have a TV provider that was, like, East Coast. So we got, like, the East Coast Cartoon Network. So when it was only, like, 10 at night, it would start playing the animes on Adult Swim. When it was on TV, only, like, around 10 or 11. So... that was pretty good. So like Bleach was my favorite show for like that amount of time. It was like South Park and Bleach. I would watch South Park, then I'd flip over to Cartoon Network and Bleach would come on. It was great. Oh, it was so good. But then we switched cable providers. And instead of having East Coast Cartoon Network, we got fucking West Coast Cartoon Network. So instead of Bleach coming on around 11, it came on at fucking 3 a.m. So, I never got a chance to actually watch it, but I loved that show. And if it hadn't been for us changing our cable provider, I probably would be a weeb right now. But thanks to fucking Consolidated, we don't got that. Nope. We've got manically depressed watching NASCAR Kamikaze, not Weeaboo Kamikaze. Sad times. Jake Paul's Litmus EP response. I guess I should look that up and see what that is. It's 2017 and people are still getting fucking millions of views doing stupid shit like this. I mean, it doesn't even have a good beat. It's such a generic fucking beat. Need to get Kanye to produce this shit. Oh my god, it's so bad. How much do you love David Rudiman's 2007 Burger King car? Well, it's definitely great. Rudiman's 2007 schemes were the bomb. I do like the Domino's one more, but Burger King is also good. Will Byron do better than Bowman next year? Nah. Would you accept a Christmas present from me or nah? I just want to say, like, you don't have to not. You don't have to, but you also don't have to not. That's what I'm going to say. Have you missed Rhino GT4's fucking hilarious professional chef video? I did, and I'm totally stealing the idea. Get ready. Opinion on a System of a Down planning to break up or something. What? Hang on, what? Excuse me. How about no? What is this? Well, the only article I could find on that is that they're just like they've been saying for like 5 years now that there was another album coming, and then like last year they were saying like songs were written and now they're not. I so badly want to watch you raging at NASCAR Heat 2 online racing. Will this ever happen? I don't know. I just hate playing games online. I think it's stupid. Where can I find some blinker fluid for when I make my long trip to Talladega Super Speedway and back next year? I don't know. I hear 7-Eleven has big old tankers of that these days. Will you answer the next person's questions while being shirtless? Why do you want this so badly? YouTube's censoring bullshit these days. Who fucking knows if that's gonna happen or not? Nah, that's not very attractive, is it? Why is Brett Favre the next Brett Favre? He's definitely got the potential. I don't know. What do you think is the real reason for Johnny Benson retiring in 2004? I don't know. I can't confirm or deny any suspicions, but I've got to say, I think it has something to do with Little Caesars. Not gonna lie. You think MB2 is the next Hendrick? Obviously. I mean, Joe Nemechek is the next real deal, let me tell you. Who do you think the 04 champion will be? Hopefully Casey Mears. Have you ever drank Valvoline? No, but I now realize this is something that I want to do, so. By the way, fuck you for making me listen to Litmus. Like, that shit's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the fucking week. And it's terrible. Why do you do this to me? I thought we were friends. Okay, have you want to play GT Sport? Kind of. Kind of. I was gonna get it when I got my PS4, but then the lady at the desk talked me out of it. I don't know why. It's $60 goddamn dollars. I'm about to pay you $60, and the lady's like, you know, people don't really like this game, and I'm like, oh, well then I guess I won't buy it. So that's $60 you're not gonna be getting. Can you play MLB 17 show? When I got this comment and I saw it on my phone, I remember I was gonna hold up the game because I have a copy of the game. And I was gonna be like, nah, I don't have it, so I can't do it. But, you know, see, the thing about MLB 17 The Show is, I don't know if people actually care enough for that. I recorded, like, a little bit of MLB 10 The Show, Career Mode Road to the Show. I was gonna edit that last night, but then I was too lazy. But yeah, I have some recorded of that, and it's considerably funny, like, once every 10 minutes, but... If other people want to see it, I will. Why do you like Alex Bowman? I always have, since like 2014, so. When you like someone for that long and you see them like then you see their career like on its deathbed, and then they come back and be in like the most popular car in NASCAR history. Yeah. And what is my favorite track? Well, my favorite track in games is Infineon. Favorite track to watch is gonna be Martinsville, and favorite track to drive is Homestead. If you had unlimited resources to build a NASCAR track, what would it be and where would you build it? Outside Denver. It would be shaped like Bristol, but it would be 3/4 mile instead of half mile. When will you get into racing, like go-karts or something? Whenever I get a steady income. I haven't had a steady income my entire life. And while I've been able to afford a lot of shit I don't need, I still don't have, like, money to flaunt in people's faces. And when that actually happens, then I'll get a go-kart or some shit. But I'd much rather, like, buy a used, old, pro stock car for, like, $2,000 on classifieds. And then just run like dirt tracks and shit. I do that before I get into go-karts, if I'm gonna be 100% honest. What is your real name? There's someone else that also asked D.O.B. And I'm just gonna say, if you're a true fan, you'd know already. And if you are not a true fan, you do not deserve to know these things. So check out my other videos if you want to know. Will you ever do a Let's Play on F1 2012, like I said before? I mean, I would like to eventually, but, like, there's a lot of other stuff I'd rather be doing right now. It'll happen, just probably not within the next 2 years. And that's kind of a sad thought, but whatever. Are you making off-season videos about all the big moves and driver changes for next year? I'd love to hear your opinion on all of them. Well, I really... If you even forget a single solitary driver, like if you forget what Timmy Hill's doing next year, there's gonna be 17 comments about it. And it's just like, just whatever. Just follow my Twitter. I'll probably have something to say about it on there. I usually do. It's like not even Sonic Fantard 2 isn't even my second channel at this point. It's like the Twitter's the second channel at this point. If you like anything that I put on this channel, you'll love my Twitter account. Just telling you now. Okay, I just answered that. What do you think of the Sadler-Priest situation and the Hamlin-Elliott situation? I didn't even know the Sadler-Priest situation was a situation. I just thought that was Sadler being salty. As for Hamlin-Elliott, already answered that, but I didn't even think Sadler-Priest was a situation. Okay, here's a good question. What do you think about Chase Prawley becoming the most popular driver? It's probably one of the worst things that could happen in NASCAR. He needs to be successful. And he's just not. See, the worst part about this shit is that all these drivers that win the most popular driver award are always the ones that have the least amount of success. Like, the last thing that we need is for the next most popular driver for the next 20 years to not be successful again. What team would you want to drive for? And if I'm not driving like the absolute top flight equipment in these series, I'd much rather be driving for someone that's awesome, like Norm Menning or something, you know? Which driver would you want to wreck? I got a laundry list of them. I can't even name them all off because there's too many. I'd just leave it up to fate. What is your favorite NASCAR merch? Ooh, that's a hard one. I don't know. This is the part where I'd point to the flag behind me if I was home. Okay, so who is your favorite player on the Cubs and the Chargers? Chargers, obviously Rivers. I mean, if Rivers retired tomorrow, like, I'd stop caring about the Chargers. I don't know what my answer would be if Arrieta left. Man, that's hard. Will Matt Kenseth ever race again? Anyway, maybe he'll do like a one-off race in like Xfinity at a road course or some shit, but I don't think he's gonna race competitively anyway ever again. Is Carson Wentz the best thing to come out of North Dakota besides me? Well, fuck the Rams. Have I said that yet in this video? Fuck the Rams. What's better, the Charger winning the Super Bowl or Martin Truex Jr. winning the Daytona 500? I think I'd rather pick Truex winning the 500. I think the Chargers winning the Super Bowl at this point would be moot. Oh, hey, here we go. Could you do a series of MLB The Show or Madden? Hey, people want to see it. Maybe I have to do it now. When do you think Ford will dominate again? Well, when they put Austin Terrio in a car, that's my answer. Can you ask Corbin what it takes to be a driver in trucks and what I needs to do? I wish I could do that, but Corbin has more important things to do than answer all my questions, so... I mean, I think he does anyway. He was on Twitter recently, like, talking about the snow in Georgia, and I'm just sitting there like, use a GoPro, dude. He was like, he had the Razor thing, and I was like, get a GoPro. Like, holy shit. I will post that for you. And people will see it, and they will love you. Do you like Garrett Smithley? I really don't care in the slightest about Garrett Smithley. He's like the epitome of neutrality, much like Carl Edwards was. Do a Reggio on Heat Evo and NASCAR Heat 2. I don't wanna. That's so much work. Mario scheme? Well, the series is already finished, so no. If you come back next year, maybe. Can I get a freebie for having the best Code Red schemes? You have to be successful to come back. Sorry. Why is some random bitch who supposedly lives 2 miles from always looking to smash? See, that's what I've never understood. Like, when you live in a place that's small like I do, and there's some rando that you've never seen in your life that says they're like 1.2 miles away. It's like, no, that's not how it works. You're a liar. If you could pick a YouTuber, who would you be? I read this through my head before I read it out loud, and I was like, what? But now I understand what you mean. I wish I was on Cowchop. Who do you think will win the 2018 Coca-Cola 600? That is very specific. I don't know. It's Charlotte, which is terrible, so probably whoever wins the poll. If you could go to any NASCAR race, which one? Martinsville, any of them. Who do you have a crush on? I can't reveal that because I'd be doxing. Whoever tries to upstage me for sexiest man alive on People magazine. Probably I'm trying to track down and replace my face with theirs. Favorite death metal bands? That's a very broad question, but I've always been a fan of Mayhem and Whitechapel. Not lately. I don't really think either of their recent releases have been that good, but really doing opinions on every driver in Cup this off-season. Everyone wants it. I should just make it after this video, to be honest. What game would you like to LP but can't? See, that's a good question, because there's a lot of games that I've tried to make videos on in the past, but like, it just sucks, and like, I can't, because I'm a failure at making videos and stuff. Mario Maker, there's one. Yeah, Mario Maker's a big one. That's probably the biggest one. Where's Heat 2? I'm lazy, that's my answer. Sometime I'll start doing the live streams. If you could revive one track, what would it be? North Wilkesboro, easily. What are your thoughts on Brian France not shaking Truex's hand at the awards banquet? It looked like he was trying to get back to the back as fast as possible so he could fucking shove more coke up his ass. I'm sick and tired of Brian France being a moron. Can we just overthrow his ass? Can we fucking Bolshevik uprise this shit? Will you be covering IndyCar, IMSA, or WEC on your channel? As far as IndyCar is concerned, yes. F1 probably. If I wake up early enough to do it. Which I really don't plan on doing that much. IMSA. I don't know. If I catch it on TV, I'm not going to actively seek it out. And I still haven't seen WEC on TV. It's like... I see more global rallycross before then, you know. Percent scale from 100 to 100%. I mean, from 0 to 100%. How would you rate NASCAR Heat Evolution? Gosh, you shouldn't do this. I'm gonna have to go with a 45%. If I can, like, just say that instead of making a review for the game, I would be very happy. Do you even... Okay. What do you think of NASCAR Heat 2 so far? As far as the people that I'm watching on YouTube and me, my own experiences, it seems like everyone's having a lot more fun playing it. Do you even lift, bro? Does it fucking look like I lift? Can you upload stupid comments videos more often? I would, but, you know, I get a lot less stupid comments these days. Like, I just last week recorded it. I have a stupid comments video ready to upload, but I just don't have it edited. And like comments in that I had saved back in May. There's just so few comments these days. Actually, no, that's a lie. I get a lot of stupid comments all the time, but they're always the same thing. So it's just pointless to make another video out of it. What would Logano and Johnson have to do for you to like them? I feel like I answered this question already, and it's gonna be... It would take a Christmas miracle for me to like either of them. Out of all the 6 gens in NASCAR's history, which one do you like the most? I don't even know what Gen 1, 2, and 3 even were. 4. My answer is 4, but I don't even know where the gens are, you know. When did you start to hate Jimmy Johnson and why? I've always hated Jimmy Johnson because he drove for Hendrick. Seriously, that's the reason. I was 6, okay? What would be a perfect 10 out of 10 NASCAR Cup schedule for you? See, even the one that I made for 2018, which maybe I'll post now if I remember to, put up on the screen if I remember to, even that one isn't a 10 out of 10. Like, there would be more short tracks. That's it. Would you like to join my chat group on Facebook? You'd be perfect. Well, you see, the problem with that is that I don't have Facebook. That was a perfect goddamn immigrant song, yawn. That wasn't even intentional. You still do a NASCAR Thunder 2003 playthrough, or is that canceled? See, I'm guessing it's gonna be canceled, but I still have the first part just in case I ever upload it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Pepsi or Coca-Cola? How about neither? How about Crush? How about Orange Crush? If I had to pick, I'd go with Coke Zero. Other than Little Cedars, what is your favorite pizza place? See, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. There is no other. I am very brand loyal. When is the next Reggio video? Whenever I stop being a lazy asshole and I actually record one. That's the true answer. But the inflated, you know, saving face answer is whenever I decide between Midnight Club and Ace Combat which one I actually want to review next. What made you start doing NASCAR Rage review videos? It was gonna be the 2013 Daytona 500. That happened like weeks after this channel was made. But I think the very first ever NASCAR Rage session was Michael Waltrip Racing being penalized after Richmond. And I think the worst part about it is that that video isn't even on YouTube anymore. And the reason I started making the review videos is because of Bruce Blitz, so you can blame him for that. Who will win ROTY in 2018, Byron or Bubba? Well, Bubba's probably better, but Byron's gonna win because he has the better equipment. Dirt to Daytona or 2005 Chase for the Cup? 2005 every single time. How many races will Truex win in 2018? Well, I think I said earlier that I said like 10, so I'm gonna go with 10. Will Chase finally win? There we go. That's a solid. That's a sentence interrupter right there. That's an 8 out of 10. Will Chase finally win a race plus 2 more in 2018? That's asking a lot. See, I don't even think he's gonna win once next year. What track from Xfinity or trucks would you like to see in the Cup Series? Eldora, Canadian Tire, Mid-Ohio, basically every road course, and Eldora. When will you have a chance to live stream on Twitch? I tried a while ago to stream LA Noire, and I think that from here on out I'll probably do like iRacing streams on Twitch because I like playing music during it, but yeah, I don't know. Do a weekly series where you just sing. See, I like your way of thinking. This is a good idea that no one wants. I was planning on having like a kamikaze karaoke night. Bullshit, but never had a chance to do it. If you could bring one drive out of retirement or back from the dead to make NASCAR more entertaining, who would it be? Tim Richmond, easily. If I had a choice to bring someone back, it would be Adam Petty, but to make NASCAR more entertaining, definitely Tim Richmond. Least favorite game that I own? Well, my most hated game I got rid of because I hated it that much. I'm gonna have to go with Shadow the Hedgehog, and I don't even hate it. I just think it's bad. I find entertainment out of it, but it's obviously bad. Unless you count NASCAR Heat Evolution, or like NASCAR 14. That one's pretty, or NASCAR 2011. Okay, so as it turns out, I hate a lot of games. Is there any other place that you'd be in your very own Discord server? Here is where you plug your Discord. Okay, well this is very late in the video to be doing this, but I have a Discord. It's in the description of every video. No, there is a place I'd rather be than my Discord. It's your Discord, North. Oh, what a twist. Do you think Corbin and John Hunter would get full-time Xfinity rides soon? Well, Nemechek didn't. Maybe Corbin has a chance to smooth his way into Mario Goslin's car, but I don't know. If Corbin could have a full-time ride in any Cup car, what would it be? Obviously, I think his best chance would be the Rick Ware car, but that's already getting taken up by a fucking ride-buying bitch. As opposed to that, maybe even BK, if they're still alive next year. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl? I think I discussed this earlier. Is that it's going to be between, like, the Vikings, Jaguars, which is just amazing to think, and like the Steelers and Patriots at this point. Will you do a playthrough of Need for Speed The Run? Hey, that's another game I could add to my most hated list. There we go. Put that alongside NASCAR 2011 and Shadow the Hedgehog. Boom. I don't want to. I don't like the game. But maybe I will since you asked. I think that's everything. So, that's it for this video. As you can probably hear, I'm gonna watch Cyber Chase because I'm a fucking 5-year-old in a grown man's body. But thanks for asking all that shit, and I'm glad that I was able to answer it. If your question didn't show up, then I don't know what to say because I answered every single question I could see. And blame YouTube and all that good shit, but I don't know. I even checked the mark for spam section and there was nothing there, so who fucking knows what happened. Anyway, thanks for watching and all that good shit, and I will see you in whatever video's next. Bye! That was an interesting way to end a video. What the devil? What the door? You may remember the girl in Crescent was going to meet you in the park, but before you get there, you need someone in the street. Oh goodness, that scared me. So what does that do? You work on a construction site. I'm paid $1. Fucking rich. 10 charm. Are you kidding me? I'm beautiful. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.